Yo, what's good? Welcome to another episode of the Poster on the Block podcast. I'm your host, Stu. We cover all things metaverse, NFTs, all money making opportunities, blockchain in the space. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves one by one.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Shays tapping in from sunny FLA. You heard it?
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Z, the DeFi Tycoon, making that bag on the blockchain.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Terrell. Coming out the Vegas.
Yeah, so I know we're doing like we talk about today. We talk about GameFi, crypto gaming, and I know play to earn gaming is like a trendy topic just among the crypto community as far as being able to like monetize from gaming is just something that you like to do in your leisure time. I know for me personally, you know, just I never thought this would be a thing that would be able to be possible as far as you know playing games like back in the day and things like that. But it's an ever evolving industry, and just compared to just the regular just plug and play type of games. But what's y'all's like initial thoughts on like play to earn game in the future and like being able to monetize your passions? Like what's y'all's initial thoughts on that?
I can't wait for this day as a gamer. You know what I mean? Like a time like this as a gamer from a kid when I was fucking playing games like sports games. I know we used to play heavy and we used to bet and shit, but you know what I mean? Never really able to get paid off that shit from just playing the game. So it's definitely a different element that it brings to the table.
I think that the future, we talking about the future, I think we're gonna see a lot more people earning wages from it. Like we been talking like in our last episodes, we're talking about inflation and what comes with that also is that there's more job losses and people will need ways to be able to work when with the limited skills and education, especially when our generation, our biggest skill is going to be our video game play. So it's I can see it actually people earning legit wages and even six-figure wages the same way the top paid people in whatever industry they work in is making. So I think we seen a legit the beginning of a booming industry, and it's already taking place like in places in Asia, like China and stuff. They've been making money off of that, and what Shiz is talking about betting and stuff. I think we're gonna see a lot more gambling. Certain games you're gonna be able to bet on a lot more, and with Web3, it's gonna make it a lot more easier to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like overall, I'm kind of like looking forward to like how things gonna play out with games like Call of Duty and like Apex and stuff like that. Because like you was just saying, like if people start like betting on stuff like that, I feel like it's gonna like increase the competition in games like that even more, like what there already is now. You know what I mean? Looking forward to that.
yeah. I think I think just like I think there's gonna be whole economies built just off this like gaming infrastructure, like in terms of it's gonna have to be a taxable event to where like a kid, 14, 15, you'd be like, yo, why would I work at McDonald's when I can make the same amount of money like playing this game for like X amount of hours every day? And like, it's gonna have to get taxed somehow and everything and going through like the parents or something. I just feel like it's gonna be able to help build like infrastructure and things. I feel like it's just gonna be a whole economy into itself. That's how big I see it getting. Now I'm not saying that's gonna be in the next like 1 to 2 years. Probably be 5, 10, 15, 20 years out to where it's like a legit industry. Like it's something that you can go into as an adolescent going into your teenage years and be like, all right, I need a part time job. I could just, instead of me just going flipping hamburgers, I can go just play this game for so many hours a day. And like it ain't work to me anyway because it's something I like to do. So I feel like it just gives like a lot of opportunities for just people coming up and just being able to monetize um, what you want to do. And yeah, I do think about what uh, Dre said in terms of, how that is going to affect like the Call of Duties and the Apex Predators and like the Red Dead Redemptions, like the premier games. Like I don't know if it's going to force people, or not even people, but quote unquote industries or gaming companies to, follow suit. I feel like it's going to take that one game to actually pop from the play to earn space, because like the issue I see with
Right.
play to earn right now is just the games are shit. Like they're not good. So it's just like
Yeah.
there's some decent
I
ones,
think
but it's not fun, huh?
I think what we're gonna start seeing with stuff like Call of Duty, games like that, because one, those are centralized games. They always have been for years. So it's just like it's crazy for us to think that they're gonna change their entire revenue model for
Mm-hmm.
for crypto and even share their revenue on top of that. What I do see happening with them is being able to be putting themselves on certain platforms like Human Park. Human Park is a platform not just for itself, but it's pretty much creating it so that other people will be able to build their games on it. And so they can invite things like the creators of Call of Duty, and this will be their new platform. So not just on uh, Xbox and PlayStation, you're gonna see on Human Park as well too. So I don't think it's going to be more so competition. It's going to be more so who's going to have a more stable platform for them to join. So now you and them, if you join in a platform, you don't have to create a token or anything. You just have to build your game on it, and that platform already has a token that you can play with. So that's
Right.
what the Human Park token is going to be, and everything like that. I mean, so yeah, so I don't see too like it more so as being a competitive field. I just see them waiting to see which platform is going to be their home
But
and where they're going to be.
gaming alone is $1 billion industry. You know what I mean?
What? Sorry, repeat that.
So gaming is $1 billion industry itself. You know what I mean? Without adding a crypto or nothing, a money making aspect to it. You know what I mean? So I think it's money in it for them too.
Hmm. Yeah, I just think it would just be less expensive for them to join a platform that's already got a coin, and they could just blend it in with it and just be
Yeah,
like
no, that makes sense.
rather
But
than
don't like yourself for one of them sign something with Polygon. Like I feel like there's already deals out there. I don't know what they doing necessarily with them, but I know I've heard little whispers throughout the space about certain gaming companies teaming up with crypto and things.
I heard about Fortnite and Grand Theft Auto, but them I've heard those things, those whispers get real quiet now, and that's why I legit think they plan on just joining platform. Because look at all the crypto games. If you
Mm-hmm.
could like it legit because of the bear market, they all going down. But I do think they'll go back up with the bull market, but not that much on those spikes that they were seeing. And a coin would be more efficient if there were multiple games it was being used for. So it's just like it. I don't know. It just monetarily and to me makes more sense for them to join a platform than to sit there and try and get a whole nother team to pay staff to create to create a whole new economy for a token,
Yeah.
and then be able to have somebody create the tokenomics for it, then be able to pay people, and then keep people happy in the community on top of it when you already got your investors that you got to keep happy, and those you definitely got to keep happy above the players anyway. And players got to be happy with whatever you put out, and you're not willing to create a community that's gonna sit there and like pretty much vote on the new updates and stuff like that. So, and that's what we're used to in crypto. So
I
imagine.
know we was talking about this shit before, and just basically, not that they got to build a whole new economy or whatever though, because they already have these systems in place where they have you buying coins. You know what I mean? I think they just missing the payout aspect in a sense. Like Because
Mm-hmm.
like
I don't want to do that.
necessarily at the end of the day, I don't even know if like if we just talking pay to play instead of just crypto. Like you don't necessarily got to be paid in crypto. You know what I mean? As long as you getting something that you could turn into a U.S. dollar for a citizen. You know what I mean? A U.S. citizen. You know what I mean? Or a dollar, whatever country that you live in. As long as that shit could be converted, I think you're looking at a opportunity.
Yeah, like I see them doing things with NFT stuff, like making the objects and stuff more so NFTs. Like I don't see them building a whole economy around them though. I do see them joining the platforms, and you'll be able to join tournaments for a certain amount, like staking a certain amount of coins, and you can join the tournament, and you and your team win or something like that. Or instead of you playing like every level or something and winning points, like every point is like a dollar or something. I don't see that working anymore. I just see them and you paying to join tournaments and
And
the
that's esports right now. They got those kind of tournaments. Like, you get your group together and you get into the tournament and you can win money, but that's not
but
free.
not that
That shit ain't free.
no, it's not. But play to earn games is free when you in there. If you playing Zed Run is esports, Staying Arena is esports, Human Park is going to be esports. There's like a lot of games are are in esports already, especially the
Yeah,
play to
to
earn
be
games.
honest, that's probably the easiest route in esports. You know, something that people is already passionate about. The
Mm-hmm.
games that they play, you know what I mean? Whatever game it is, like them people who do esports, that's like the only game they play. You know what I mean? Like literally 18 to 20 hours a day, if not 24 when they can. You know what I mean? Like they be wilding on that shit though.
I could even see them making certain objects in their games NFTs, like the weapons and stuff, and being able to use them in other games. So, like, imagine if Call of Duty and who else? Grand Theft Auto is on the same platform. Say they both in Human Park. You could take your weapons from Call of Duty and be able to play them in Grand Theft Auto because they're on that
Mm,
same play to earn platform, and
mm.
go earn from that, or be able to sell it. Like you could literally be just flipping NFTs from Call of Duty or something and making bread like that. But it's just up to whoever to be creative when that time comes around. But I mean,
That,
I don't think,
oh, yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like going out like I think that just because we're saying this stuff is in the future, this is definitely a time to like just be able to start saving for that time, so you could be able to have an advantage when you join a game that you've been looking for or been on the hunt for too. So not financial advice, but I'm just saying that's what I would do.
I think just getting in there and just playing too will just put you way far advanced. Like for me, I feel like the Call of Duties and the Red Dead Redemptions on the shit you mentioned, like they're missing it. I just feel like they just straight up not don't want to do the shit. Like that's how I feel. Like in my
Mm-hmm.
terms, just like I don't know, just like for me, like I guess like I don't understand like the and people could feel free to attack me in the comments if you choose to. Don't bother me none. But like for me, I don't understand like quote unquote gamers just in general in terms of like you know I think there's always a stigma as far as oh it's going to ruin the quality of the game once play to earn comes in here and then we got to get NFTs and everything and like in a sense I'm just like yo we already
Yeah.
doing that now. We not getting
Mm-hmm.
paid for it. So like I understand
Maybe
like
they heard
what
about
the
the titles of shit and don't understand that they're already doing it. You know what I mean?
They're doing
They
it
just
for free.
labeling it different. Yeah, they just
Not even
labeling it different
they're
now.
paying for it already and not earning from it.
Yeah,
yeah
you ain't getting shit from it. You ain't getting shit from it. I agree. I done heard people in the gaming space shit on crypto and everything, and they don't really know nothing about it. And it's like, yo, bro, you're literally doing this shit. Like, I come from
Spending
a
hundreds a
game
month.
mode that's what they do. Like, you buy cards. Like, I'm just thinking if the cards I was buying was NFTs and I was able to sell them and make my money back, I'm good. I'll play that game mode all the time, but because I can't, you can only put but so much money in it. Well, me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to put $1 million into the video game. You know what I'm saying? Like some people will though, dump a bag in that shit. I'm not gonna do that because, like we talking about right now, there's no way for me to get nothing back from it. You know what I mean? I'm smart enough to want at least want that. I feel like from my game.
yeah I think that's just that's just kind of like where I'm at with it. It's just like, yo, like you already paying or whatever, cause like even Call of Duty, it's not about like who the actual best with the controller in his hand. It's about who gonna get the best weapon attachment or who gonna buy the latest gun to give you like X amount of advantage. Like, cause it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, and you gotta follow suit. It ain't like you could just pick whatever gun
Yeah,
or
you gotta
everything.
follow the
Like,
meta.
you gotta follow the meta. Like, so I just like think in a sense you already paying to play, and they already basically just like scheming over niggas, and niggas not even realizing that shit. Like, that's why I'm just like, all right, if we already here and the quality of the game is already ruined, what is the hold up from like people not wanting to get paid? Like, I don't understand. Like, are we like
They don't get it.
like
I
are
just
we
think they don't
that deep?
understand. They
Uh-huh.
don't.
They just don't get it.
And a lot of gamers, they do this shit for free. They're happy just paying thousands of dollars a year, and not getting anything in return. They think that they think of it like, oh, the corporation is coming to attack them, and they're treating us, the consumers
Yeah.
or the investors, like we the big evil corporation. Where I'm just like, y'all legit have been playing with the evil corporation the entire time. It's not us. We the revolution.
It's just an
Some people
oxymoron
think
in
they
my
so in their head.
it's just backwards in my opinion, because then you got all these like famous streamers or whatever saying like, oh, play to earn gaming is bad or whatever, you shouldn't get paid to play games, but you could buy my t-shirt for 1995 though on my website,
Yeah,
bitch.
like
Like,
come
I'm
on,
just like
dog.
i'm,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like I'm
That's
like
what I'm saying.
all of them
Now
not.
you know why? You know where they go with that? It's something physical. It's something that you can actually touch. Like, but it's like, yo, bro, how many people is actually going to the store and buying video games anymore? Nobody, bro. You download everything. Everything is a digital download.
Not buying
You're
the
not
game. The
touching.
bullshit they buy in the game. The banana skins and all that other fuck shit.
Yeah, like yeah, right. Like yo, everything. I'm like yo, I can't remember the last time I went to the store and bought an actual disc, bro. Like I don't know why that shit even on my Xbox. I don't need that shit.
Like, yo, dude, you checked out my new Spider-Man skin for Fortnite? I only spent like $40 on it. Like, are you fucking kidding me, man? And you complaining
Mm-hmm.
about buying NFTs?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
nah.
You
You
know
just
why? Because I
you
think
could
they
have bought
got
a
an
few of those
idea
and
of
it
a.
flipped them.
I just
I think they got an idea of a price that they think NFTs cost X amount of money. You know what I mean? Like they don't know that they could get a $20 NFT and $5 NFT, or you know what I mean? They don't know that. They just know that people are spending money on these shit, and they thinking that you know what I mean. They thinking every time you buy an NFT, you risking the house or you pay. And I'm just like, yo, I don't do this shit with my rent money. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they be doing that shit with their rent money. That's why they
Like,
don't. They be doing that shit with rent money. But nah, I also think it's that lack of knowledge. They think that they're gonna have to become crypto investors if they doing play to earn. So
yeah
they
yeah,
a lot of them
nah.
aren't investors. They don't know how to manage their money well. Like a lot of these dudes that's doing these tournaments and video games, they still live with their moms in the mom basement dudes. That's the type of dudes that's playing those type of games right now. Heavy.
yeah
And not saying that's all gamers or anything, but dudes that y'all know the type of dudes that sit in there heavy 24/7 that don't have to pay rent or anything like that. Mom and dad is paying for everything. They're not investors. They don't know how to watch charts. They don't know nothing about NFTs and don't want to because they think it's just another token or some shit. So it does go back to the thing of them being confused and not knowing what they're doing too.
Like, personally, I don't think you gotta factor in all them tokenomics like in terms of like every single game. Now, like for me, the tokenomics is would be attractive in a sense, or not even necessary, but I just feel like it would be inclined to do that. Just so I just look at it as like a governance token. So like if I have a mass amount of share in my own token or in my own company, so to speak, then fucking I'm gonna have so much control over like the ecosystem and the economy base of this game just because I own majority of the shares. So that would benefit me like long term, so I could just control the direction of the game. But I feel like for a lot of these games, like a Call of Duty or Red Dead or you know Resident Evil or whatever, I just feel like yo, like you earn this much whatever point system, and then they should have like a payout model like we talked y'all talked before. I feel like it should be that for these big tier games. Like I feel like as much I just feel like they make over like $1 billion just off like buying skins alone. I just feel like you can't tell me. I'm just going based on how much I spend on skins and guns. Like you cannot tell me that you don't have like a percentage that you can give to your player base. I'm not saying you gotta split it 50-50, but goddamn, give us like 10-15% of whatever y'all have for that whole earnings. Just even off like the marketplace, at least have a pot to where you can split with the players. But I just feel like gaming companies like don't want to do that because they don't. It's like with any industry, like Activision and then all these other like industries, they don't want to give the power back to the people or the player. They don't want to do that because then imagine like if Call of Duty or Red Dead. Imagine if you could create your own games and I could charge a fee. I could probably come up with better games than half these motherfuckers. I'm just saying. I'm talking about not me personally, but just us as gamers or people that play games, I feel like people will be able to come up with better games and better gameplays or whatever and funner modes to play. They have these motherfuckers out here anyway. They be making the slew bag. But even still, you can still get a percentage off of every transaction because it's your game and it's the hosting site. So like, I just feel like it's going to just allow people to make money in all aspects. Like, take a Roblox model. If they apply that to Call of Duty, how many people would come up off creating their own game or like skin or weapon? Or like let's say like it was some clans you had to get in, you got this skin that it represented status, you could charge that for like thousands of dollars. But it's just like I feel like just the way the gaming community and echelon, I feel like it's going to take it up another level just because there's just other things that we haven't talked about, even like guilds, and like they're actually legit companies as far as gaming guilds, and basically all that is really like clan on steroids as far as they have legit money. Like I know I'm a part of a gaming guild myself, and they have over like I think maybe like $12 million in assets on like Star Atlas, just one game alone, and they're building their ecosystem in the game I'm playing currently in EV, and just like $12 million in assets, that ain't nothing to sneeze at. I mean, it's a legit gaming company, and then what they do to get these guilds in is they incentivize and give free like NFTs to the guild or like free whitelist or early access. So it's just like it benefits, and that's where the player base comes in. So like I know people are always concerned with all these games or shit and like how they gonna get the player base. They get it through the guilds because they offer incentives to these companies like you would do with like any. That's like what you would do in sports. Like if I'm trying to get like NBA players, I would incentivize them and give them like a free deal or like X amount of like brand exposure or whatever I could offer a Steph Curry or LeBron James to get him to come to my company. That's the same thing with gaming. So it's just like with these guilds, but I just feel like the way the ecosystem is going to be, I feel like it's going to be like on steroids as far as like the things that we're going to be seeing. I think we're going to see life changing stuff.
I think that we'll start seeing a lot more too. I agree with you that the sorry, I lost my train of thought. Pretty much these game companies like Activision and all of them, like you said, if we in a point in the industry, if they don't evolve, they're gonna die. And I know like a lot of people like, oh, certain games won't ever die out. They're too big to fail. And nah, that's not the truth. Like anybody knows, like remembers major games like Street Fighter. Street Fighter was a major game. And
NBA Live.
NBA Live, hell, NBA Street.
James
NBA
Bond 007.
games, yeah, 007. Those were all major games.
NBA Live was getting made for 20 years straight, and then just didn't come out. Like it wasn't no announcement. It wasn't no warning. It was just last year, no game. Like, oh shoot.
Yeah. So think that, like, honestly, if y'all think that a game like Call of Duty or Madden and all them type of games can't die out, y'all wrong. They can die out with a new type of industry. And like if nobody's sitting there coming, like at the end of the day, like Stu says, a lot of games don't match up to the free games that we're playing right now and that we're used to. But all it takes is just one. to sit there and pull people away and pique people's interest. Because now I sit there, if I find something that just has great graphics, the shit looks cool, and I'm having fun with it, and it doesn't even cost me much to even get in or anything to get in, bro, that's what I'm gonna sit there and play. I'm gonna play that even more so, no matter how hooked I am, and especially if all my friends are leaving that other game and going on here, the people that I'm used to playing with, and they're like, "Nah, come over here and play this. It's just like this, and everything except the graphics are better, and you win crypto." Like,
Yeah,
it's gonna be either evolve or die for them, and they know that. And just like they pretty much gonna be the MySpace of the gaming industry, and we're gonna see that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that shit. I see it coming.
Mm.
yeah. I think also like I just wanted to touch on like in terms of like this is an opportunity for people that want to make money off games and necessarily don't play games. Like, also want to touch on that just because like having NFTs like just for games right now, like just because you don't play that game or whatever, I have NFTs of games that are going to be released in like 2023 or quarter four this year or whatever. I have NFTs of them games and I plan on renting them out and I ain't going to play them, but I'm still going to monetize and I'm still going to make money from them. And I feel like it allows people that necessarily don't play games. So, like, I don't know if you're a parent and you got a son that's like 16, 17, and he's heavy in the games, like, that's an industry that you could also tap to as a parent or
Dog, if I
uncle.
had kids, the amount of kids these people have,
Yo,
bruh, I would have a whole guild in
funny
my
shit.
house.
I heard somebody saying this shit the other day, not the other day, but recently that he was like, yo, it's to the point where now, like, if you got a kid that's willing to, I mean, I want to play video games and really want to go at that shit, you got to start doing like you would do them in a if they wanted to play basketball or baseball or football. You know what I mean? So yo, they gotta come home from school, they gotta get on the game, they gotta play for 4 hours, and we're not playing, and we not playing on no bullshit. Like you gotta be trying to get dubs. Like we ain't out here trying to just play the game to have fun. Like you really gotta grind and be the best at this shit if you want to be, you know what I mean, that guy when it comes to this shit. So I'm like, I agree. Like, if you got, I got kids that age, but my kids not that into video games. But if they was, I would definitely. I'm not really a push my kids to do shit, but if they want to do something, I'm all about supporting whatever they want to do. So
Yeah.
that's how I look at that. If I had a kid that was on it though, for sure, I'd be like, yo, look, man,
I like
make
what
sure you
y'all
playing
saying
the
with
game.
that too. I don't know if y'all watched that show called The Shy. It's on, I think it's on Showtime.
The
Um,
shy?
yeah, The Shy.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So they recently, in the recent episodes, they started showing like that in the classrooms, they teaching the kids how to create and sell their own NFTs.
What? That's fire.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's fire.
that is fire. I think for
That's
me,
fire.
it's just like I know I got a nephew. I know he loves video games. Like he plays them nonstop, and he's like 5, 6. So like when he gets a little bit older, once he pushes like 10 or 11, like hopefully by that time, play to earn will be like at least have like a decent level of establishment. And by that time, I'm gonna give him the game as far as like, I want my nephew to have the opportunity to, he ain't gotta work at McDonald's and go flip hamburgers. Dude, he could just sit at home and play games and be making $1,000 a month at like 13, 14 years old. That's what I would position him. But if he wants that, like I'm not gonna push that on my nephew. But like as much as he does like to play, I feel like that's gonna be the route that he gets into. You never know what kids might do to that just because they got so much time on their hands and like that's like the time of life where they so impressionable to where like
Mm-hmm.
they so into things because like I don't have time to like go deep into that level. Like I have to work a 40-hour week job
The
and
only thing,
just
I think that's the only thing that stops me is like I could do it, but like that time,
yeah.
it's a lot of time to be putting into that shit. And I could chill and play the game, but it's like, yo, when you gotta do it for, like, you know what I mean, for a reason, and be trying like, yeah, I ain't been on it like that for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it. I think it'll definitely be like a good opportunity ecosystem in the base, but you could definitely monetize just like without playing games, um, and being able to rent those characters out. So if you did get a character in a popular first-person shooter or a sports game, and it was popular, you could rent it out and be earning passive income just by people playing just the popularity of the game. I know I plan on doing
Mm-hmm.
that. I plan on monetizing off games, even though I don't plan on playing them personally. Like, so What's stopping you watching or listening to be able to like and like you got the inside scoop. It ain't like you gotta do no research. Like especially if you have a kid that is into games, like you have the inside scoop of what's gonna be popular and what's not. They gonna find that just off strength. So it ain't like you gotta do any initial research. All you gotta do is just go downstairs. So it's just like you gonna have like opportunities to like monetize. I just want to make sure I put that out there just because like I don't want people to be like oh like gaming or whatever like that shit ain't for me. Like I don't play games. I'm just like nah. It's like a lot of vast opportunities and like ecosystems when it comes. And then too like I feel like gaming is going. I think gaming is going to pave the way for like the biggest audience to come through in crypto. I feel like that's probably I'm not saying that's gonna be like the majority of people, but I feel like it's gonna bring the biggest audience of people, in my opinion, to crypto because it's going it's the one industry where you could actually see the transition in terms of like yo we going how crypto can like intertwine with gaming like because a lot of these other industries that you look at they kind of clouded like yeah we want to like do stuff with the political side with the voting structure but a lot of that shit is still clouded it's still foggy yeah we want to do shit with the food industry or whatever but a lot of that shit is still up into interpretation. I think gaming is probably the closest thing in terms of like having that transition and tying that shit into crypto. So that's why feel like it might not even be the largest, but I feel like the next group of people that's going to come into this space are the gamers.
Next large group.
Yeah,
That would make sense though.
yeah,
Because we basically targeting them. Not we. I'm not. I mean, I guess you can count me as that. Because I would love for them to come too. Because I know what this is gonna do for that industry. You know what I mean? Like streamers and shit. Like that's what I came from. Like that's what I've been doing the last couple of years. Like
yeah,
that's what it's just like. I know that people is trying to earn money playing video games. They doing that through streaming, but that shit is not for the average person. You know what I mean? Like if you gotta have a following and shit. So becoming like a content creator through that shit. And I think that if you had a crypto element or a pay to play element to it, like that shit could help them out too. Cause they ain't gotta rely on just the streaming income. They could count on that time that they putting in for that.
yeah, yeah. I think with all this, I think it's just like a lack of understanding. I think that's what all this goes back into. Is just like there's a lack of understanding of the play to
And
earn, huh?
a big gamer hasn't co-signed the movement yet.
Yeah. I I don't know. It's just funny to me like how people just let people control and they just not you know they don't have a mind of their own. It's just like whatever Doctor Disrespect goes, Doctor Disrespect says it's the law.
Yeah, like
Whatever he
if he
says
did that,
goes.
if he told niggas he was holding Bitcoin, niggas would start going to buy crypto. Like that's what I mean. Like, and I'm pretty sure these guys know that shit. I don't know. I'm pretty sure some of them is in the game too. It's not like I said. They're not promoting that shit.
Yeah, cause if anything pop in this industry, they gonna be first in line. Like
Mm-hmm.
they y'all ain't beating me to the joint or whatever. Like I
Who
might
gonna
have
be the
first.
first gamer with a crypto sponsorship?
Like that is that, and then it's just like, yo, how many like it like for? it's like it makes me wonder because just because are you if you are like a Doctor Disrespect or like a famous streamer, like what type of level of access could you possibly be getting? Like as far as like, do they have any inside information on like what Grand Theft Auto might possibly do, partnering and trying to tie in Bitcoin and crypto? Like, you know, I wouldn't put it past them to be like, yo, this is like what we trying to do. We want to consult with you because like you have a big player base and we want to be able to like market to your player base. What do you think are some things that we should implement in this new system that we trying to create? Like, I wouldn't put it
Them
past them.
streamers ain't gonna have no say in it though.
No, it's crazy.
They're
Dr.
not like they're
Disrespect
not
is actually
investing. So
Dr. Disrespect is actually dropping the game. My fault. And he's dropping his own shit. So that's actually smart. Because now I'm saying that that dude that he was just talking about, the Dr. Disrespect dude, is actually coming out with his own first person shooter.
mm.
Yeah.
I
Like, he
mean,
got
that's
tired
all
of Call
good.
of Duty and shit.
That's all good too. But like these dudes that are streaming, they're not investors. So the people that are being early adopters to all these play to earn games, the ones that do pop are gonna be the ones that are gonna be the experts, and people gonna be running to them. People ain't gonna want to know just, oh, how do I win this game? How do I earn the most from it too? So I think like when it comes to like sponsorships, that's going to even work differently too. With Zed Run, you already have certain type of sponsorship. So like your stable, if you have a decent, not even decent, you have to have a good stable and be one of those top stables that are always in tournaments and your horses are always winning and stuff. And what's going to open it up to is those stables are going to receive those stables are going to receive sponsorships from different companies and shit like that. So like one of my stables I wanted to build up was legit based on whole weed and cannabis industry. So therefore, if I had decent horses and a decent stable, I'd be able to get like sponsorships from cannabis companies from around the world or whatever, and be able to have skins and stuff to be able to run my horses that advertise their business while running in tournaments. So it's just like you're gonna see certain things like that. That's why you see like Budweiser and Atari partnership with them, and you got Budweiser skins, so people are sitting there running with Budweiser. Budweiser got tournaments giving away money with that. So we already seen a light weight of it, but when it comes down to it, like where you guys have squads and stuff, it's gonna really turn esports on its head as well too. I think it's going to turn everything on its head, the entire economy, not just gaming economy. It's going like if this is a new way people are going to be making a living, it's going to turn the entire economy on its head. Like all types of industry, like even think of fashion industry and how that's going to bleed over into that. People won't want to start dressing like they damn avatars and shit like that. Like, yo, my avatar got some dope ass sneakers. I hope Nike designs some shit like this or whatever, and I'm just making bread, hell yeah. And Nike does an airdrop to whoever's holding that damn avatar or that NFT or something. You see Tiffany's is doing that now with the crypto punks. Anybody holding a crypto punk got a Tiffany's pendant and a Tiffany's NFT as well too, which that goes to probably Jay-Z holding one of them because he has a partnership or a sponsorship with Tiffany's. So it's just like we already seeing that stuff too, which is why I told you I wanted a crypto punk so bad. I knew they was gonna
Yeah.
get
Yeah. What's
That's because they want everybody wearing them shits. Wear your crypto punk. Put that shit
Yo,
on
I
the
would be
Tiffany.
rocking that shit everywhere, every day. I swear.
They're gonna make you buy a fucking $20,000 chain for that shit.
No, you don't buy it. They send it to everybody. You just gotta claim it. Anybody that owns one gets a Tiffany's pendant for free.
Yeah, just a pendant, but you gotta get a chain for that.
I think it comes with some little light chain or whatever too.
Yeah, you gonna want some official shit, rich as shit. You gonna have your pendant. You gonna have your pendant on a sterling silver chain? Hell no.
I don't
I'm
know,
about to
but
go get some. I'm about to go get some Tiffany diamonds on my shit. Like, you know what I mean?
sell that crypto punk real quick, get you a bust down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah, I know I touched on this. I know Z, you kind of dipped out and everything, but I wanted you to speak on like um your. I know you got like characters you bought in like Thetan Arena and how you trying to set up like a ecosystem on Thetan Arena, even though Let's correct me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong. Even
Yeah,
though you don't personally play Thetan, you're still monetizing Thetan. Because I know I mentioned earlier, just for the people that's listening, that this is an opportunity for you, for people to make money that necessarily don't play games. It's still an opportunity that people can monetize. And it's just like, oh, well, gaming is not for me, so I just can't make no money. And I'm just like, that's not true in the climate or how we're gonna move forward. And I just wanted you to like touch on
Oh,
like Thetan.
nah, I'm glad you said that because like those are the people that don't play like that are gonna be the people that make the most money. So like when you go into gaming, think of the hierarchies and stuff that you have with your job. You if say you're working in retail, all the people that make the least amount of money are the people that are on the sales floor, the reps and stuff like that, the ones that's moving and doing everything they supposed like that the company needs done. Upper management, and then you got the executives and stuff like that, and CEO. So keep that in mind. So now, same thing with gaming. If you have a gaming hierarchy, you got the people that are playing the game and just playing with one character. So therefore, you only gonna have the ability to make what one character makes. But let's say I own a franchise, which means that I got about 10 characters that can be played. I'm not earning as much as I would if I was playing every character by myself, but that's not possible. But I'm still making more money because I have more players playing at the same time. So that's what you have as scholarships or rentals for. So therefore, like the people that don't want to play, you get as much NFTs or avatars that can be played with if the game platform that you are on permits it, and you have people rent out those avatars and play for you. So therefore, they mine the token and they're happy getting a percentage of what they earn, and you take a percentage of what they earn as well too. So I like that's a way to get in without actually playing and keeping one for yourself if you like playing it as well too. So you're making money always at that point if you want to go into there thinking like an investor. But if you go in there thinking like an employee, you won't get paid just like an employee. And therefore you're getting paid at the bottom of the hierarchy. So yes, you can go in there and make a living, but I don't expect people need to understand that it is an investment, and just like any investment, you got to put money in to be able to get in, to be able to get anything out of it, especially to get paid like a passive, on a decent passive scale as well too.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure like like I emphasize that point is because like gaming is just like automatically dismissing. I'm just like nah, it's different with today's climate and the way this industry is evolving. Because me personally, I'm doing that to myself. Like I'm playing like EV, and I've got paid like play to earn or whatever with my particular game EV.io. If you want to know how much my payout is, go follow my Twitter. You can go find out. Send advice, get some followers. But um, it's posted on there. Go follow everybody's Twitter, then I'll show you. But anyway,
Yeah.
like,
One more thing to touch on about what I was saying though is
no, go ahead.
like early adoption, like we're talking about just getting more avatars. That's why I'm very bullish when I find a project that I really believe in and I see that they're doing anything. And after I've done all my research on them,
well,
I'm like, because I've already built up my like little ecosystem for Satan, and now I can build up. And when I say ecosystem, I mean like my own little business where I have like my franchise, what I was just describing, to be able to build passive income through. And now I want to build up my little franchise for Human Park as well. That's why I have so many of those avatars, and I'm excited to play the game. But I do plan on most games have like a rental or scholarship feature, and because I know that the avatars they have are limited, there's a chance that they probably gonna have a rental feature. And because I know the game is gonna be highly sought after too, it's gonna be too expensive for a lot of people to even get in. Like they in arena, it's not too expensive for people to get in. For certain people all over the world, yeah, but for Americans, not really. But Human Park definitely gonna get more expensive. So I was just like, let me get as much as I can, and that's why early adoption is key because everything is cheaper. Later on, when the game busts, if it busts, it's just like you getting in at a time where you might be spending hundreds of dollars per avatar. So that's an even. It's like you're making a real estate investment at that point for your business, or actual legit franchise investment. and when you could have got in at a lower price, but you was a little too scared to believe in your own research and stuff like that.
Only
So
project that I'm in like that is the bowling shit.
the
Instead of
what?
basketball shit, it's supposed to have a game. Actually, they just released a test version for certain holders and shit. Got to test out the game. It's gonna be a mobile app or whatever, but it's a basketball game. You buy the NFT, you get a player, and you can rent them out or you can play with it. You know what I mean? So it's supposed to have some like basically another way to a passive income
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, and
to it.
the key word that all or key phrase all of us saying, you need more than one avatar when you're playing these games if you want to take advantage of making more money. None of these games have I ever seen any play to earn game where you earn max with just one NFT. If you want to earn more money, you're gonna have to buy multiple NFTs. Don't think you're gonna buy one and be sitting there making loads of money. The people that make the most have the most of these avatars. Whether it's the game that EV.io, the game Shays was just talking about, whether it's State and Arena, whether it's because State and Arena, I remember I had like over 100 avatars, and even to Zed, the people that make the most out of that got like over 100 horses in their stable. So it's just like, so it's just, and it's because they have multiple horses running every day. Like they have like 10 to 50 horses running a day. So it's just like instead of the one, if you just got one running, might be making a couple dollars a day.
Yeah.
But so it's just like you gotta have that mentality. The more you have, and the more you can get more at an earlier rate. I mean, at a cheaper rate early on. So early adoption is key. If you wait for everything to blow up, then that price that you were looking at is not going to be there. So you gotta have faith in your own research as well too, and not just wait on trends. You gotta understand that you can predict a trend. It's just you just gotta do it. Just have the experience and make sure you're following the right people.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I definitely agree with all that. I know I'll touch a little bit on my just a little bit. I know we get close to that time, but I'll touch a little bit on EV in terms of um, just like the model because I know for me, I got me like a character. I got like a few characters. I plan on playing with one and then renting the other one out. So that's like an aspect that I'll be able to earn. And then you could create your own maps and then participate in clan wars where you wager up so much token in this game. If you win or place like top seven, then you get like it's a percentage pool to be like first place gets this much all the way down to the top seven place out of like 30 teams or whatever. So it's like a big ecosystem to be able even currently like my clan we're competing and we're actually in the top six right now in our clan war that we're actually competing in and then everybody that's deployed including myself will get like a pot of that money that's is dispersed or whatever so and I just feel like it's just unlimited. Like as far as like the play to earn aspect, I'm saying like for me, I'm super bullish. Like I'm excited about you know the games that's gonna be coming out, even the stuff that possibly Grand Theft Auto may do. They might not do it. You know, it's not financial advice, so don't be banking on what I said. But I just feel like I'm super bullish on gaming overall and like where it's headed. So.
I think I'm bullish as hell on it too. I'm definitely because I'm in a few games myself. I think that what we'll start seeing with these game avatars, how we saw like the board apes and the crypto punks and the invisible friends and stuff blow up. I think this is going to be the next generation of avatars to start blowing up next. One because they have more utility and actual utility than all these other apes. And yeah, I know the board apes got their metaverse now, but legit, that's all it is a metaverse for them to walk around and talk in. It's like a big ass chat room.
Yeah.
But so it was, I could see that happening. Towards the gamers and stuff that don't want to evolve, they gonna die out as well too. They're gonna be those type of gamers that we see today that are talking about the old school pinball machines. stuff like that. Those are gonna be what those gamers sound like in the next few years. They're gonna be like, oh nah, fuck that play to earn stuff and everything. My good old pinball, my Adams Family pinball used to do the trick, or Pong and or the old Super Mario games. They're classics, and you guys want to ruin everything. So I'm gonna stick with these and be broke. They're gonna be like, that's cool, bro. We'll come and play with you every now and then. But those gonna be called what do they call those games now? Uh, well, the classics, some version of word
I know
classics,
you're
but
talking about, but yeah,
but so I think, but yeah, they gonna die out as well. Everybody, if you don't evolve, you're gonna die. So don't think that nothing's too big to fail.
yeah. Anybody else have any last initial thoughts? Anything they wanted to say?
Nah,
Huh?
I'm. I said nah, not me.
Yeah,
Join Human Park.
yeah. Come fuck with me on EV or whatever. Good. And make sure you just give us all a follow. Come hop in the
Got some
Discord.
links in the description for the Human Park.
Yeah, we'll drop all the
Human
games.
Park Bullies.
Yeah, we'll drop all the games that everybody mentioned throughout this
Brave
episode.
browser. Man, get your Brave browser too. Matter of fact, I forgot to talk about that shit. That shit is free. All you gotta do is use the internet like you're using it with Google Chrome or whatever browser you use, and you get paid in Batcoin. Absolutely free, man. So
Yeah,
all you gotta do is sign up for that shit.
yeah, definitely. Well,
Not
further,
financial advice.
well, not prolonging the episode of the pod, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. We are the Post on the Block podcast. We talk about everything metaverse, NFTs, blockchain, all money making opportunities in space. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.